And for more on the situation in Hong Kong, I am joined by CGTN Current Affairs commentator Einar Tangen. He joins us now from Beijing. So Einar, protesters want Carrie Lam out, but even if she goes, will it really solve anything?
Not really. I mean, the agenda has changed dramatically now. Now you're seeing this kind of creep where they're saying that what they want is directly elected officials. They want to have the power to move Hong Kong into what they deem to be a democracy. This is against the basic laws. It's not. It's a non-starter from Beijing. It's a non-starter from Hong Kong. But I mean, this is what happens when you have these kind of mass movements that are being steered by radical elements. They get more and more radical. They don't know how to accomplish what they want. They certainly have a long list of demands that are ever changing.
Right. This really all started with this extradition bill, and it is now turned into other issues. How do you see this playing out?
Elaine, it's not going to play out well. There are two possible scenarios, and one is more likely than the other given what the government said, and that is that Hong Kong is going to continue to deteriorate. If you start looking at the retail sector, it's way, way down. So is tourism. People are moving money out of Hong Kong. The irony here is that, the expats and the professionals who say that they, in some cases, support this democracy movement are going to be the first ones to move to Singapore and elsewhere. On the other end, these young people who will not have that opportunity will be stuck in Hong Kong as it becomes less and less attractive a place. Remember, Shanghai, Shenzhen, Beijing, and many other countries throughout Southeast Asia are very anxious to have the business that Hong Kong has. But it depends on Hong Kong being safe, being predictable, and so far that is not happening.
Are you surprised that these protests have lasted this long, weekend after weekend? And what do you think it'll take for things to finally calm down there?
Well, I mean, the emotions are running high. This was political theater from the very beginning. The extradition treaty itself, if anybody had actually read it, was extremely mild, much more mild than the extradition treaty that was signed with the U.S. This was just an attempt by those within the system who believe, not outside the system, who believe that Hong Kong should be a separate country, be a democracy. They're trying to move in that direction. This is a very small cadre of people who are basically disillusioned, ironically, by the policies that actually made Hong Kong so rich. The problem being that the people at the top have gained a tremendous amount, but the people at the middle and the bottom have seen decreasing incomes, sky-high property values that prevents them from having their own homes and from having any hope. I think that is a terrible, the real root of the cause. The other thing is if they go too far, Beijing will be forced to intercede, and that will not be good for anybody.
All right, Einar Tangen in Beijing, thank you so much for joining us. We appreciate it.